your classmates who were not able to attend our session together can also watch this via YouTube. All right, so we start our class now so that we can play ML later on. All right. So last time, sige, yad kung tusunan Miss Pader na di ka madanagan. All right, last time we talked about breastfeeding, the importance of breastfeeding. We also touched what they call this, the CRIDS prophylaxis and other essential newborn care that we do immediately after delivery. This evening, we will be talking about the last two parts of our care that we give to the newborns immediately after delivery, and that is the prevention of bleeding. Always remember that during the first hours of delivery, the newborn is connected to the mother via the umbilical cord. And then, pagkatapos po kasing mailabas ng bata, the midwife or the nurse or the physician will have to cut the cord. Di kadig agetting in the dayjay. And that will be an open wound. Okay. Now, kaya tayo nga aghil in sigida dayjay nga wound so that the newborn will not experience bleeding. Okay. Apay sir ngagpadara gamin dagito nga newborn. Always remember that the newborns have very low levels of vitamin K. Okay? Dito gamin vitamin K, ket tiserbina detoy, it is used for blood coagulation or blood clotting. Isungarod nga, dagiti ubing nga kayanak, ket kaadwan kanya da agpadara da dagita because they do not have the necessary vitamin K that is needed for blood clotting. Okay, so in essence, apo, that vitamin K, it is necessary for the prevention of bleeding. Tagamin, i-prevent na deta ti bleeding, it is necessary for blood coagulation or blood clotting. Deji dara tayo nga nadaroy, ti aramidan na ni vitamin K, tulungan na nga agclot deta no kasapulan. Alright? Now, apay nga bas awan ti vitamin K dagiti kayanak nga ubing? Why are newborns deficient of vitamin K? Always remember that vitamin K is synthesized or it is produced in the intestines. Okay? Ti mga raramid ka dagitoy apo ket what we call intestinal flora. These are microorganisms that stay inside your intestines. Okay? No may yanak gamin ti mesa nga ubing, their intestines are still sterile. No kunata yung nga sterile, awan pa ti microorganisms nga di uneg. Alright? Kaya no awan ti microorganisms nga di uneg ti intestines, there will be no intestinal microflora to synthesize vitamin K. Iso nga no awan ti nagyan na nga microbio, di chan, di ubing, di yan ti intestines na, meaning awan meten ti vitamin K nga ma-produce. Sir, kasano nga rod nga agtubo dagitoy intestinal flora? Kay kasano tayo nga maaddaan detoy intestinal flora nga ibagbaga tayo. Now, when the newborn will start to do the oral stimulation, di ba rugyan ng tumetenti agkunot-kunot ti ramay na, wenuhan rugyan tayo tumetenti agpasuso, there are microorganisms that are found in the breast of the mother. There are organisms found on the skin. No matilmon na dagitoy, isudan to ti mapandijayan ti intestines, isudan to ti agproduce ti vitamin K because these will become the intestinal flora nga kunada. Alright, so laglagipin nyo newborns have low levels of vitamin K because of sterile intestines which are deficient of intestinal flora. Deto'y intestinal flora, ti abubrain da deto'y iso dati ag-synthesize ti vitamin K, which is necessary for blood coagulation. Okay, dito yung artiko nakatay na infants have a low level of vitamin K because of sterile intestines. No sterile di intestine, awan ti intestinal flora na. Iso nga nababati vitamin K dagiti nga newborns, ta awan met ti intestinal flora da nga mga ramid di nga vitamin K. Now, how do we establish intestinal flora? Kasano tayo nga mapaaddaan ti microorganisms ti intestines ti newborn? We establish it using breastfeeding, okay? Because there are microorganisms on the skin of the mother that may be swallowed by the newborn so that these will reside in the intestines and will become the intestinal flora. Nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo doon? Alright. Now, gapo nga rod ta awan ti vitamin K, DJ bagi, ti newborns, gapo nga rod ta awan ti intestinal flora da paylaing nga agaramid ti vitamin K. Gapo nga rod ta awan met ti vitamin K nga aggapo diyan ti breast milk nababa ti vitamin K levels in the body of the baby. So what do we do? No nababa ngamin ti vitamin K, kas kunaktatay, there is a possibility for bleeding. Okay? Mabaling nga agpadara da no awan ti vitamin K DJ bagi. Isungarod nga nakabubuteng no dagitoy nga newborns ket haan tayo nga ikan isu ti vitamin K. So as midwives, it is our responsibility to give an intramuscular injection of vitamin K or what we call the Aquamifython. Adapid dagi jud mga brands nga tinagandakit Phytomenadione. These are all vitamin K. Kasano ka adutited tayo nga vitamin K kadagitoy nga newborns? We give them 0.1 ml. Basit laing apo dayjay nga kantidad, basit laing nga vitamin K. That's 0.1 ml. Kas lalaing kuma skin testing ikaaduna, if you can imagine. Okay? Now, where do we place the vitamin K? It is injected in the vastus lateralis. That's what we call the muscle nga pangitudukan tayo deto nga agas. And then it is immediately given after birth. No kaya nakdidyo ubingen, na-establish tayo laki diti breathing na kada thermoregulation, and we can give vitamin K to prevent bleeding. Now, like I said a while ago, the vitamin K injection is given at a dosage of 0.1 ml of vitamin K, and the route when unod tatipagnaan na dayjing nga agas is it is given intramuscularly. If they ask you the site in the board exams no maganda kuma, what is the site of the vitamin K injection, your answer will always be vastus lateralis. That is the medical term for the thigh muscle. Thigh muscle kuna tayo dayjay patong, dayjay ti pangitudukan tayo dayjay vitamin K. Now, what is the action of vitamin K? Again, it is to promote blood coagulation or blood clotting and to prevent bleeding or hemorrhage. Alright? So, kasta ti itsura na dayjay bote nga pagyanan na ti vitamin K. It is an ampule. It is given, it is placed on an ampule, and then makita yung deji color na deto, it's amber in color. Deji kasla color ko mga medyo nalidem ti color na deji bote. Why is it amber in color? Tagamin laglagipen yung vitamin K is easily easily destroyed by heat and light. No maarawan deta madadael deji vitamin K gamin. Isu nga ti bote da, it's placed on an ampule that is amber in color. Tagamin the vitamin K is easily destroyed in light and in heat. So nga mabaling nga mapudutan dagitoy so dagita duma iref da pay deta ampule ti vitamin K. Like I said a while ago, no makita yu deto yung drawing, DJ injection ket may tudok DJ yanti patong DJ ubing. Okay, in the thigh muscle. Patong ko nadan sa wen, patong niya. Yeah, I don't know the Ilocano. Basta thigh dito yanti sao deta gurong. Yeah. In Ilocano, I think that's gurong. So you can imagine that's 0.1 ml of vitamin K injected on the vastus lateralis using the intramuscular route. All right. Aside from that injection of vitamin K, meron pa ding dalawang injections na nare-receive yung newborn immediately after birth. Okay? Bakit kailangan nating agad-agad bakunahan itong mga batang ito? Number one is because we have a law which tells us that we have a responsibility to immunize these children immediately after birth. Amin ko na nangamin deto'y Presidential Decree 996, which is a law in our country. Presidential Decree 996 or the Expanded Program on Immunization. Kunana deta nga batas. All of us should be immunized, or all midwives and nurses and physicians should see to it that all children that are 8 years old and below, amin nga ubing nga naubingem, amin nga kayan nga ubing nga 8 years old and below should be fully immunized against the 7 vaccine-preventable diseases. Iso nga as midwives, we have the responsibility to immunize children. Amin-amin nga ubing, 8 years old, ken na ubing, dapat mabakunaan to kita. That is according to your Presidential Decree 996 or Expanded Program on Immunization. Iso nga rod nga irugi tayo, deji pinagbakuna ti ubing immediately at birth. Alright. Now, anya ba dito yung PD 996, ti bagbagana? It is the compulsory immunization of infants and children under 8 years old. So as midwives and nurses and healthcare providers, we have the responsibility to see to it that all children 8 years old and below are fully immunized. Taano ma-eradicate tayo dagitoy nga saksakit. Alright. Now, anya di umuna nga maited nga bakuna kadagito nga ubing. Number 1 is what we call the BCG vaccine or the Bacillus calmette-guerin. Okay? Dagtamet handouts you data di kadi. So the BCG is given at a dosage of 0.05. Basbasit pay deto yung vitamin K. Okay? 0.05 ml and it is given at the upper arm. Kitain nyo man deto yan ti upper arm nyo dito yung parte na deltoid yun no at dati bakuna yu dita. No dati nakita yung kaslas sugat dita or keloid, that means na-receive yu di BCG, idi ubing kayo. Okay? Now, it is given at the upper arm, just below the deltoid muscle, or sometimes it is also given at the buttocks when the ti ubet, di pa nangitidanda. Now, if you ask me what the route of the BCG is, it is given intradermally. So, agsabali da apo ka DJ vitamin K. The vitamin K is given vastus lateralis when the thigh muscle or gurong DJ ubing, di kadi. Now, 0.1 ml DJ vitamin K and intramuscular ni vitamin K. Whereas for BCG, it is 0.05 ml. Di pangitutudukan tayo is below the deltoid muscle, dito yung parte, or in the upper arm, wenuhan diyan ti buttocks, and it is given intradermally. Okay? So kaya nasa wendetoy is, yan ti kudil. Di pangitudukan detoy nga agas. Okay. So rin ti serbi na ngamin detoy BCG. Now your BCG will help prevent primary tuberculosis. So nga i-prevent na dito ti common coughs and colds, kada TB, ano pa? It will also prevent TB meningitis. Ada ngamin pa iti ko nada nga TB ti utek. Okay? Dagjayan ti microorganisms nga mang-cause ti TB, mapandagjayan ti utek na ag meningitis ti ubing. That can also, the BCG can also prevent leprosy. Iso nga napintas dito nga bakuna because it will prevent the child from developing the nga primary complex when no TB ti ubing. Okay? Now, the BCG will help prevent that kind of disease. Iso nga rod nga kayat tayo nga bakunaan aming nga ubing ti BCG so that there will come a time nga no amin nga ubing dito'y Pilipinas or ubing dito'y lubong ket mabakunaan ti anti-TB, there will come a time wherein we will have a generation nga detan to TB nga sakit ket awan to ti kaptanan. Tagamin amin tayo meten ket nakabakuna. So that is the reason why we have the PD 996 or the expanded program on immunization because we want to eradicate all these diseases. Okay? Kaslamet lang apo deta kadiji pinagbakuna da DJ coronavirus. Tikayat da mabakunaan tayo amin against the coronavirus. No. Awan ton ti kapten na detoy nga tao. So nga no awan to ti papanan na detoy nga virusen, di mapukaw ton entirely detoy nga virus. So that is also one of our goals to eradicate TB, pulmonary tuberculosis, TB meningitis, leprosy, kaya tayo met nga ikanandejay using the BCG vaccine. Okay po ba? Alright. Now, laglagipen nyo nga adun to ti agreklamo nga mothers, especially nagtatrabaho kayo to ti RHU, when hospital, si bagada nga, hanggo kayat nga mabakunaan di anak ko kasi ididamo nabakunaan ke, nagguri-gurmet, adadami nga nagsakit di anak ko. Isong hanggo nga kaya nga pabakunaan ko nada kanyayo. Now, it is your responsibility as a midwife to explain to your patients, especially the mothers, first-time mothers, you tell them nga normal reaction lang ma'am nga dayjay mesa nga ubing ket aggurigor no mabakunaan because it is a sign that the vaccine is still alive. Tagamin no dayjay mesa nga tao ko man nabakunaan niya hanga naggurigor kaya nasawin hanga na-activate dayjay immune response na dayjay nga tao. Therefore, one effect na dayjay nga bakuna. Iso nga ibagayo ma'am talaga nga normal laeng nga aggurigor dayjay ubing numalpasan nga mabakunaan tagamin the body will think nga nagsakit isuna isungod nga agaramid isuna ti immune response. Alright? Ibagayo pay nga ma'am normal laeng no kakiloid dayjay mesa nga ubing no danto ti kasla bukol ditoy na nga nasileng normal lang apo ma'am dayjay nga reaction ti injection. Okay? Normal lang nga dagiti ubing ket agkaroon dati keloid ken fever kalpasan da nga mabakunaan especially for BCG vaccines. Alright. Ano pa po yung ibibigay natin? Ano sa ang gagawin natin? You also note that if the mother has primary pulmonary tuberculosis, no deji kumananang deji ubing ket ag TB. Okay? TB ang tangken buto no di di tuberculosis. No adda ti TB na ni mother, you can you can defer or mabalingahan nyo nga iteden dayjay BCG vaccine. Ni, kasi adda ti TB na ni mother, aping nga hanchong nga mabaling nga hanchong nga bakunaan di ubingen kay di ba adda dapat nga mabakunaan di ubing. Hindi naman po sa ganun na hanyong gaputa da TB na hanyong inikanin, hindi po. What I mean is, no dayjay mother ket adda ti tuberculosis na ngem agtumtumar isuna ti agas against tuberculosis for 2 months, you can defer BCG. Nagets po ba? Again ha, example ko man ni Miss Padernal. Ni Miss Paderna, adati anak na. Kayanak lang unay dayjay. Ni Miss Paderna kuma, adati TB na. Ada tuberculosis na. And then, di na magkuapin, ma'am, kaano kayo pa nga na, o di nga na, ang agtumtumar deta anti-TB, ay, 2 bulanen, sir, ng agtumtumara konti anti-TB nga agas. Hindi mo na po kailangan na bakunahan si baby ng BCG. Bakit? Because the immunity will be received by the baby using the breast milk coming from the mother. Kaya't nasa wendejay, dayjay mga immune response kay may pasa ni mother rin, ken ni baby through breastfeeding. Apay, kasi agtumtumarmet ti agas ni mother. That is, if the mother is taking meds for 2 months already against tuberculosis. Kasi sir, kasanon no 1 month and 2 weeks na pailaeng, bakunahan pa rin yung bata. Okay? Pero pag more than 2 months na, yung treatment ng nanay ngagdiretsyo ngagtumtumar, you can defer BCG because the baby will receive the immune response or immunity using the breast milk of the mother. Okay po ba yan? Okay, clear tayo dun ha? Okay, the next vaccine that will be received by the newborn is what we call the hepatitis B vaccine. Okay? Deta hepatitis B, malamang tipigpigilan na deta nga sakit is Hepa B. Okay? Now, always remember nga idigamin da kami tigbabasa, the hepatitis B vaccine is only given during the 9 month of life. Deji ubing iuray mi pay nga ag 9 months old isuna sakbay mi nga ikanti Hepa B vaccine. But there is a new law adati baro nga nayatnag nga linteg nga dagiti ubing nga kayanak immediately should be given the Hepa B vaccine. Okay? At ano yung law na ito? It is what we call the Senate Bill 2012 under the RA 7846. Anya ti ibagbaga na dito Republic Act na dito, Republic Act 7846. It is saying that all children immediately after birth should receive the Hepa B vaccine. Sir, apay ka diba damitan dita PD996? Ngay bagbagada nga aming nga ubing kay mabakunaan apay nga masapol pay lang deta. Well, to make things clear, deta gamin PD996 tikuna na deta, Hepa B should be given at 9 months. Degiti barungal ay degiti law dati. But because they found out nga mas effective no dadyo ubing immediately ma-receive na di Hepa B, nagaramid dati baro nga linteg, nga mangibagbaga, na di Hepa B, ket haaning nga 9 months nga maited, no di ket di immediately after birth. And that is what we call the RA7846. So I hope that's clear. Idi, 9 months nga may maited ni Hepa B, ngem tatan immediately at birth because of the RA7846. Apo sana ikabesa yu deta PD996 ken deta RA7846 kasi all of them will come out in the board exams. Takyak tisapin ko sa kusep-sepan hang rumwar dagita. Talaga nga amin-amin dagita nga ibagbagak, they come out in the board exams. All right. Now, kasano kaado? What is the dosage of the Hepa B vaccine that we give to the newborn? We give them 0.5 ml. Okay? And then the route na ti Hepa B is the same as your vitamin K. Agparis da nga magna intramuscularly. Okay? Saan yung site? It is also given at the outer part of the thigh or what we call the vastus lateralis. Isong ano day sa vitamin K, itudok tayo day yan ti right thigh, deto'y met apo, ket may tudok di ti left thigh, deta Hepa B vaccine. Sir, kakaasi di ubingan, nagadoti tudok na, nadati vitamin K dita, adati Hepa B ditoy, adapay ti BCG vaccine. Nakakakaasi, sir, haang nga nakakakaasi di jay. Apay, because we are protecting the newborn, adadangan mas nakakakaasi di ubing nga hang mabakunaan. Di tilaglagipin nyo So, ngunit bagada, sir, kakaasihan nyo nga bakunaan latan. Ay, misis, adada nga kakaasi di ubing, no, agka-TB deta. No, agka-TB meningitis deta. No, agka-leprosy deta. No, agka-Hepa B deta. No, ag-bleeding deta. Dagiti ibagayo kanyada. Okay? So, hanga nakakaasi ti ubing nga ma-injectionan, mas nakakaawa po yung bata na hindi nakaka-receive ng vitamin K, ng BCG, at ng Hepa B vaccine. Okay. Now, sir, aping nga in-adjust na nga dito pinagbakuna tayo ti Hepa B, aping nga idi ke 9 months tatan ke within the first 24 hours. Because according to the World Health Organization, the best time to give the Hepa B vaccine is within the first 12 hours after delivery. So nga, dapat kadagi umuna nga 12 nga oras na medyo ubing nga nayanaken, you have to give the Hepa B vaccine immediately. Bakit? Kasi according to the World Health Organization, pinaka-effective daw yung absorption ng ating bakuna pag siya ay within the first 12 hours after delivery. Kasto ya puti kita na ti Bacillus calmette-guerin. Sir nga duwa-duwa met data. Yung BCG kasi, yung microorganisms niya, yung attenuated na microorganisms, they are in the vial nga brown, di amber color. Dedta ti ayan na dejay microorganisms nga mang trigger deji immune response. Deta apo powder form pailaeng deji deta. Deji banger met deji ti pang dilute mo. The clear vial will have the PNSS or the plain normal saline solution. Isu ti pang naw-naw mo kadejay agas nga detayan ti brown nga vial. Okay, so that's what the BCG looks like. BCG vaccine freeze-dried. Kasi may titsura na detoy Hepa B vaccine. It's colored violet, ti branding na, and then nung makita yo, DJ ti brand na, dito nga parte, at dati nagbukel, tapos DJ unig na kaya dati square. Makita yung metlaeng. DJ anti babayi Hepa B vaccine ko na nakita dati nagbukel dita, and then unig na square. Now actually we use that to see if the vaccine is already expired or not. DJ gamin dapat color di nag-circle nga color violet, dapat na dark data. DJ square na dapat get lighter in color. But as time goes by, makita yon to nga ag-fade DJ circle, DJ violet, DJ to square na ting-ting raticolor na nga violeted. Okay? If that happens, throw away the vitamin, the Hepa B, because that means that it's already expired. When hanug kakakolor dan, throw it immediately. Tagamin expired and DJ bakuna, kaya nasawin dita. You should see the square inside the circle to know that the vaccine is still viable. Okay? So again, it is the Hep B vaccine is also given in the vastus lateralis, 0.5 ml, ti pinangited tayo kadeta, intramuscularly. Whereas in the BCG vaccine, we just give 0.05 ml and it is given intramuscularly. So yung makita yung kadati, kas makita yung digitip injection kadati will na, kas ag skin testing laeng, ganyan po yung method na pagbigay natin ng BCG. Alright. Now, aside from giving the vaccines, it is also our responsibility as midwives to make sure that the newborns are properly identified. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nito? We have to place identification bands to the newborn so that we will prevent the swapping of newborns. Especially if you work in an organization or institution wherein there are a lot of deliveries per day. Nagaduti agay-agan anak, nagaduti pubing nga pasyente. And the problem, if we do not give identification bands, is baka maswap po yung mga bata. Api nga nakapimpintasan anak, kaya nakapangpangit na dito yung tenda nga anak ko. Kung kunadan to kaya di, baka nag-swap yung mga bata, yung mga anak nila. So that is, you are punishable by law if you create a mistake like that. Okay? Noon, intended mo nga pinag-swap dagi jay anak da, just because ag-trip ka, ay pag-trip amang kaya di nga pag sisinukatan da gito anak da kung kunam, and they found out that you did that, you can be punished by law. Okay? Iso nga masapol, it is our responsibility as midwives to give newborn identification within the first 24 hours at birth. Tanuhaan tayo nga mapagsisinukat da gito ubing. Now, the number one that we give is the identification band. Okay? It should be attached to a child before the child is removed from the delivery room. So, ibig sabihin, bago natin ilabas yung bata with the mother in the delivery room, out of the delivery room, I should say, we should have given the child identification bands. So, sir, kasano tikita na dito yung identification bands or nyati surat mi dijay? The identification band should include the mother's hospital number, the mother's full name, the sex of the baby, and the date and time of birth or delivery. So, dagijay apo ti may surat dijay newborn identification band. You have to write the hospital number of the mother's full name, the sex of the baby, the date and time of the delivery. Okay. Now, kasano kaado ti ikabil tayong identification band? Baka na ijimesan, hindi po. One identification bond is not yet enough. We should give them 2 identification bands so that if one of the band gets removed or destroyed or accidentally pulled by the newborn, at least we still have another identification band that will help us to identify who the mother of the newborn is. Okay? So, saan po siya nilalagay? It is placed on the wrist, kaslarelo, and the other one is placed on the ankle, like an anklet. Okay? Doon natin sila nilalagay. Okay. So, aside from giving identification bands to the newborn before taking them out of the delivery room, the next thing that we have to do is take the footprints of the newborn. Kinukuha natin yung footprint ng bata. Di ba tayo ang kinukuha natin fingerprints? Dito naman, we take the footprints of the newborn and they are placed or kept on the newborn's chart. So, kinukuha natin yung chart ng bata, okay, and then nilalagyan natin ng stamp pad yung sole ng foot ng bata, and then we get both footprints. So that in the event that we accidentally swap or accidentally hindi natin alam kung sino yung batang yon, we can immediately look at the chart and then compare the creases when nagigyan ti folds ti saka na. We can immediately trace who the baby is. Okay, so we also take the footprints of the baby and place it on the chart. This is how the newborn identification band looks like. There are other hospitals that use barcodes. Kasla grocery nga dati kasi na linya-linya na. There are other hospitals that use that already, but there are hospitals, kunwari you work in the RHU, pwedeng ang ginagamit nila dyan is parang masurat-suratan pa ilaeng. But these identification bands are already automated. So, nung makita yo, one is placed on the wrist, one is placed on the ankles of the newborn. All right. And this is how the footprints of the newborn looks like. And then they are kept on the chart. So those are the things that you can do. BCG, vitamin K, Hepa B, newborn identification band, DJ Tubra and Yupay. Aside from that, it is also our responsibility to make sure that the birth of the newborn is registered. Okay? Kasano Tubra tayo kadeta? We have a law which is called the Presidential Decree 651, or what we call the Birth Registration Code of the Philippines. What does that law say? Kunada, that the midwife or the nurse who attended the delivery should register the baby within the next 30 days after delivery. Example ko man na yanak katatta, December 16, 2020, or nagpaanak naktatta ko nakuma. Dapat, in the next 30 days, na register ko deji ubingen. Okay? In the local registry. Why? Because that is according to the law. That is our responsibility. Presidential Decree 651 or the Birth Registration Code. Lumalabas din po ito sa board exams. Okay. Now, sir, kasanunuhan ko may register. You will be fined. Sika nga nagpaanak, sika nga nurse, sika nga doctor, sika nga midwife, you will be fined or you can even go to jail if you have violations in the Presidential Decree 651 or the Birth Registration Code. So remember that. Nung nagpaanak kayo, make sure nga na-register DJ yan. Okay, Obing. Okay, next. Sir, bakit kailangan i-register yung bata? Always remember that the information that you will be giving the local registry will be used in providing eligibility for the child. Bakit? Kasi ito din yung basis na mabibigyan sila ng birth certificate. Di ba kailangan yung birth certificate when you go to school, when you go to vote, when you apply for passports? Kailangan kasi ang birth certificate. Sometimes kinakailangan na din yan when you are finding a job. So we have to register all the deliveries we have attended to because there will be a problem if we don't register them. Mabalin nga may kulong tayo, mabalin nga ag-fine tayo, or no dumakil de ubing, mabalin nga makabutos, nga makabasa, nga makapapassport, nga makabirok trabaho na because of the lack of documents, which is the birth certificate. So, tandaan nyo po yun ha. It's also one of our responsibilities on the first 30 days of life. Okay. So, ano yung kailangan nating pinapasa doon sa local registry? We have to pass the infant's name. Okay? Anya tinagan na di anak, the mother and the father's name, the birth date and the birthplace, they should be recorded. Okay. Common problem that we have is that when a midwife will write the name of the infant, no isunat ti mangisurat di mismo nga nagan, sometimes what the parents would like to name their children will be different from what is written by the midwife. Isungarod nga adadagi jidaddu mga di kasinsin ko, tinagan na ke Feli. Ikayat nga impanagan ko madagijay tito ken tita, they wanted to name their firstborn female Feli. Pero ang nakalagay sa kanyang birth registration is Nenita. Okay? Sa dala na amwanin nga tigayam legal name na deji nga anak da, ket idi sumreken ti grade 1. Apiya nga dito may tinakaisurat nga nagan na ke Nenita tinakaisurat ngem ti panpanagan da kadidya anak da ket Feli. Okay? So, sir, kasanungod nga maiwasan dito, how do we prevent this from happening? Before you go to the local service registry, you can let the parents write the full name of their child. Isuda mismo ti mangisurat ano handang agkamali. Okay? There are some midwives or nurses who are also letting the husband of the mother go to the local local registry, civil registry, and then they are the ones who will register the newborn, the birth of the newborn. Iso nga mabalin met dejay nga ubrain tayo. Sir, mabalin ba nga ibaon mi di parent when mabalin? It's also safer can at least hindi na kayo lumalabas from the hospital, especially right now na meron pandemic. Okay? So yun lang yung kailangan yung matutunan. PD651 is the birth registration code. Lahat-lahat ng mga batang pinaanak natin at deliveries or birth that we have attended, we should register them within the first 30 days. Okay. Kasta po ti itsura na dayjay, certificate of live birth. Okay, that is passed on the municipal or local civil registry. So as you can see, nakasulat dito yung name of the child, the parent, the birth date, birthplace, and so on and so forth. So yun po, yung mga datos na makukuha natin dito will be passed on the PSA or the Philippine Statistics Authority or previously known as the National Statistics Office or the NSO. Okay, PSA tatan. So dagita nga data, mapanapo di PSA. Alright. Ano pa po? Aside from that, we also have to measure the anthropometric measurements of the newborn. Okay? Bakit natin ginagawa ito? Bakit natin measure yung bata? Always remember that there are certain parameters or standards kung gaano kahaba, kalaki dapat yung bata so that we can immediately detect if the child is within normal range or not. So, paano ginukuha yung anthropometric measurement? This is taken using a tape measure to ascertain body proportions and conditions of the newborn. Iso nga rukod-rukodin tayo because the measurements alone will already tell you what is happening in the newborn, kung normal ba siya or hindi. Okay? So always remember that the total length of the newborn is 45 to 55 centimeters. Tas di ka atintog di ubing. Sir, kasano tayo nga rukodin di ubing? Remember that your landmark is heel to crown. Mukod tisaka na rukoden nyo ingana jayanti kangatuan nga parte ti ulo na ditoy. Heel to crown. So that is how you measure the newborn. Okay po ba? So makita yun tayo bitinin nga ubing sa darukoden, ganun po yung pag-measure natin ng length of the newborn. 45 to 55 centimeters po ang normal. Ang landmark po natin ay heel, H-E-E-L, to crown. De jayanti kangatuan nga parte ti ulo. Okay. Next thing that we measure is the head circumference. Head circumference, hapo no kasano kadakkel dati ulo na or kalawak, kabaked, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Ang measurement po natin dyan na normal is 33 to 35 centimeters. Now, anong ginagamit natin na landmark? We use the eyebrows. Deto'y tayo nga surutin tayo. Eyebrows nga ipalikos the tape measure and that is how we get the head circumference. Landmark tayo is the eyebrows. Sir, aping nga masapol tayong ngarukoden deto kasi no dakkel deto yen ngem deje 33 to 35 api nga 50 centimeters met deto yen no kunam kumakadakkel nan immediately report it to the doctor. Sabihin mo, Doc, the head circumference of the newborn is significantly bigger than the normal kunamon. Siyempre nyati ko na ni doktor, ay nagling met deto yen. Doc, I suspect hydrocephalus kung kunam meten apo amoy dagiti dakkel ti ulo nga mayanak. Okay. Kakasjay apo those are signs to that dakkel di ti ulo na or baka dati swelling nga mapapasamak internally. So you have to report it immediately to the doctor. Okay, next. You have to also measure the chest circumference. And the measurement of the chest circumference is 30 to 33. Anong ginagamit natin na landmark? It's the nipples. Okay? We use the nipple line to measure the chest circumference, which is normally at 30 to 33 centimeters. Next, we also get the abdominal circumference. No kasano kabaked, dejay, rusok da. Rusok pa dito, chan. Okay. The abdominal circumference is normally 29 to 30. Sorry, I think this is mistaken. It's usually 29 to 30 centimeters. Okay? At anong ginagamit natin na landmark? It's the umbilical point or the navel. Deje mismo, puseg. Usa rin tayo nga pangrukod. Palatandaan tayo, nunod na ti pangrukodan tayo deta abdominal circumference. And then the weight of the newborn is 2.5 to 4 kilograms. Ganyan po ang normal na timbang ng mga batang bagong panganak. 2.5 to 4 kilograms. So ano dati mga ibaga, amum nakadagdag sa digin na paanak ko, 3.5 kilos. Well, that's normal. Kunayo. Because the normal, according to Adele Piliteri, is 2.5 to 4 kilograms. Hanga nakakigigtot data kasi within the normal range data. Kunayo. Okay? So the normal weight is 2.5 to 4 kilograms. So, like I said, we use the what they call this tape measure to measure the head circumference, chest circumference, abdominal circumference, along with the total length of the newborn. Okay? So, data met pinagala tayo, dejay birth weight, okay, which is 2.5 to 4 kilograms. Okay. I guess that ends our discussion for, I'll just check. Yeah. Sorry, hindi pa po. Hindi, we have not yet reached the end of our discussion. I think we still have a few more slides. Tapusin lang natin ang bathing. Okay? Now, always remember that within the first 5 days of life, di ba naalam mo na yung birth weight na niya, which is 2.5 to 4 kilos. Within the first 5 days of life, there is what we call the physiologic weight loss. Normal lang apo nga lumagan de ubing. Api nga nagkinilo mi serket limagan me de ubing kunayo. Normal lang po yan. When we say physiologic weight loss, it is the loss of 5 to 10% of body weight of the newborn. That is approximately 6 to 10 pounds. And it occurs in the first 5 days of life. Okay? Sir, api nga mapaspasamak nga lumagan met dagit yung ubing. Apay sir nga imbes nga dumagdag senda ko makasirugyan damit ti manganen. Apay nga lumaglag anda sir. There are possible reasons why there is a physiologic weight loss. Ngimah nga nakabubuting deto yung nga weight loss. Tagamin, it's physiologic. That means it's normal nga weight loss. Okay? Number 1 is the newborn is not anymore under the influence of maternal hormones, which are sodium and water retaining. Okay? Anya ti kaya nasa wendetoy, your maternal hormones po kasi, they tend to be water and sodium retaining. Kaya nga po, majority sa mga pasyente natin na buntis is that they suffer from edema, namamanas sila. Now, these hormones kasi, pregnancy hormones, are sometimes, they tend to go to the body of the newborn. Kasi dumadaan din yan sa placenta, umbilical cord, na ipapasa ng nanay yan while the newborn is still inside the uterus. Now, after the delivery of the newborn po kasi, the newborn will already not receive these maternal hormones. Wala na po siya kasing maternal hormones. So since wala na pong maternal hormones yung newborn, may pagmamanas pa bang nangyayari? Wala na. Because the reason why namamanas po yung nanay at yung bata ay medyo malusog din yung kanyang mga muscles is because it is full of sodium and water. Di kadi? Tagamin, they are under the influence of maternal hormone. But since na-cut na yung cord, there is no way for the baby to receive maternal hormones anymore. Within the first 5 days, mapukawin di sodium can water nga na-retain di antibody na. Okay? Isungarod nga lumagan di newborn because the newborn is not anymore under the influence of maternal hormones. I hope that's clear. Next. So nga lumagan pa'y dagito nga ubing is because they already start to void and defecate. Rugyan damit ken ti tumakki ken umisbo. Isungarod nga no umisbo ken tumakki da syempre mababawasan yung kanilang timbang. Iso nga within the first 5 days, it's normal for them to lose weight. That is 5 to 10% of their birth weight. Okay, ano pa po? Another reason why the newborns will have physiologic weight loss is that the colostrum has low levels of calorie. Ano ba kasi itong calorie? These calories are the units of measurement of the energy that is present in the food. No nangan ka kumati French fries, that's 450 calories. Di ba no ka-anti-chocolates, French fries, kunada. Ala, makapaluumig dito, nangato ti calorie na, kunada. Okay. Always remember that on the first 3 days of life, the colostrum, or what we call the first breast milk of the mother, has low levels of calorie. Nababati calorie na deji colostrum namin. Isong ano basit ti calorie nga may papaunig di ubing, do you expect them to grow? Hindi po. Hindi siya tataba kasi konti lang yung calorie na nakakain niya because the calorie levels on the colostrum are very low. Sir, ano ba ang marami sa colostrum kasi on the first 3 days? On the first 3 days, ang marami po sa colostrum ay immunoglobulins which will prevent diseases. Na nga to ti immunoglobulin nga mang preventar ti saksakit ngem nababati calorie nga mang palumeg ka dejo ubing. So nga it is normal for newborns to have physiologic weight loss on the first 5 days kasi nga po talagang hindi na sila under the maternal hormone, kaya nawawala yung sodium and water retention, rugyan dati umisbukin tumakin, iso nga lumaganda, and then nababapay ti calorie na dayjay, yan ti colostrum on the first 3 days. So ano kasi di mapaspasamak, hindi talaga nga normal nga lumaganda. Okay po ba? Okay, so that is what you call physiologic weight loss. So deta ni nanang, idi masikog, umumbal, because she is under the maternal hormones. Rugyan na niubingin ti tumakikin umisbo, iso nga rugyan na meten ti lumagan. And then the colostrum is also not rich in calorie. That's the reason why we have normal weight loss on the first 5 days. Sir, kasanon no, 5 days in, 10 days in, 15 days in, hamil lang dumagsen di ubingin, then that's already abnormal. That's what we call pathologic weight loss. Ngem no normal, physiologic weight loss. Okay po ba? So ang ubing, handa pa lang arugyanti dumagsen on the 10th, 15th day, report immediately to the doctor because something may be wrong to the gastrointestinal system of the newborn. Okay. Ano pa pong gagawin natin? After that, we should do initial bathing. Okay? Laglagipan nyo apo nga, idida kami ti estudyante, we immediately bathe the newborn. Digo sa minsigidan. Kaya na napailaing. Pagka-cut mi DJ umbilical cord, chak. We immediately bathe the newborn. But now, because of the essential intrapartal newborn care, we do not anymore do that. What do? We delay bathing for the within the next 6 hours. Okay? So sa tayo laing yan apo digusen and dijubing no napalabasen ti innem nga oras. So what do? Why do we have to do initial bathing? Bakit kailangan nating paliguan yung bata? Because you want to wash away extra vernix gaseosa and blood. Bakit gusto nating tanggalin yung vernix na sobra-sobra in yung dugo? Because this can be breeding grounds for infection. Always remember that there are diseases like HIV, hepatitis B, that are blood-borne in nature. Kung ikaw, yung bata hindi mapinaliguan, meron siyang mga blood dito sa skin and hinahawak-hawakan yan ng mga midwives and nurses, there is a possibility of contamination. Pwedeng yung nurse, magkaroon din siya ng mga sakit na yon kung merong ganun yung nanay ng bata. Okay? So we do initial bathing on the first, after 6 hours after delivery, to wash away vernix gaseosa and blood. So that's the reason why we do that. Next, during the initial bathing, no damo yung padigusen di ubing, you have to wear gloves. Like I said, we want to prevent bodily secretions, contact with bodily secretions, because we don't want to get HIV and other blood-borne diseases. So ano damo yung padigusen di ubing, you wear gloves because you will be coming in contact with vernix gaseosa and blood. Okay. The temperature of the room should be 24 degrees Celsius and the temperature of the water should be at least 36.5 to 37.3 degrees Celsius. So that is the normal temperature of the newborn. Okay? Dapat hindi mas mababa doon, dapat hindi mas mataas. Bakit? Because we don't want to develop, the newborn to develop hypothermia. Nung nalamiis gamin digida nung mga pagpatigos tayo, the newborn may develop hypothermia. Nung napudot met, mabaling nga masisinit. Okay? Or hyperthermia. So we do not want that to happen. So we should regulate the temperature of the water along with the room. Next, if you do not have water thermometer, you can use the elbow to test the temperature of the water. That is, you dip it on the water that will be used to bathe the newborn. Apay, tagamin no mapudutan ka using your siku, kaya nasabi deta mapudutan met dejay ubing. No nalamiisan detoy, kaya nasabi na yun ang tidanong nga napudot so that the newborn will not develop hypothermia. Okay? Ano pa po? When you do bathing, always remember na paliguan muna yung bata bago mo pag-breastfeeding. Okay? Do bathing before feeding. Why? Because we want to prevent spitting up, vomiting, and possible aspiration. Imagine, kakatapos mo lang kumain and then inalug-alug kita. Anong mangyayari? Magsispit up ka, agsarwa ka, agpirwa ka. Kaya nga hindi po natin pinapakain yung bata before natin paliguan because there is a possibility for vomiting and aspiration. So what do we do? Before feeding, before breastfeeding, kunin na natin yung bata and then paliguan na natin. And then after bathing, that's the time that we encourage again breastfeeding. Okay po ba? Okay. Next, always remember that equipments like your basin, washcloth, soaps which are hypoallergenic, dapat hanga mabalinti kojic. Hindi pwede ang mga royal na sabon, yung mga front row, hindi po pwede pag newborns ang pinag-uusapan because we need hypoallergenic soaps. Towels, clean diapers, clothes, and other equipment should be assembled beforehand so that we prevent hypothermia. Kasi ang pangit naman po, yung bata, tinanggal mo na yung damit, papaliguan mo na, meron ka pang nakalimutan sa ward. Ay, nakalimutan ko yung damit ng newborn o na-expose na yung bata sa air, hindi nagkaka-hypothermia yon. So, before you even touch the newborn for bathing, you have to make sure that all equipments are already available to prevent hypothermia, to save time and effort. Okay po ba? Okay. Next. Okay. So what do we do? When we are giving bathing, when we are doing initial bathing to the newborn, we clean the newborn from the cleanest area down to the dirtiest part of the body. So what do we mean? We start first with the face, and then the head, the trunk, the extremities, last po ang diaper area. So that we will not be spreading the meconium on the rest of the body part. Imagine niya, inuna mong nilinis yung diaper area and then pataas, papunta sa face, edi kinalat mo na yung microorganisms. Edi kinalat mo na yung meconium. So always consider the diaper area, the dirtiest part of the body. So what do you do? Face, head, trunk, extremities, and then last ang diaper area. That is the normal manner that you bathe yourself. So dapat ganun din po yung pag-clean ninyo sa mga newborns. Okay. When you wash the eyes of the newborn, always remember to not use soap on the face. Hindi po pwedeng gumamit ng sabon sa mukha. Tubig lang. Alright? Because the face is also sensitive to chemicals. So kahit merong hypoallergenic soap, avoid using it on the face of the newborn. Now, when you wash the eyes of the newborn, always wash from inner to outer canthus using the washcloth. Okay? Hindi po pwede ang paganon. Why? Because example, this eye is infected. Merong infection, kunwari ito. Yung isa walang infection. No pinanas mo nga kasjay, there's a possibility that you can also touch the other eye. Anong mangyayari? There will be infection or contamination. So dapat palabas po. And then wipe, tapon, yung gagamitin mong washcloth or discard, and then dito, pag ganun. Okay. So don't use soap on the face because it is also an irritant on the skin. Ano pa? When you are bathing the newborn, you can use the football hold. Okay? Hold the infant in one arm and the feet will be clipped on the armpits kasi di insurok kanya yung last time nga football hold the breastfeeding. You can do that and then you bathe the newborn using that position, especially if you do not have a basin. Okay? Next, you concentrate on the creases or the skin folds where milk may be accumulated. Always remember that newborns have the habit of playing with their milk, excess milk. Okay? That is what you call the extrusion reflex. Kunada, ayayamin da gatas. Or agbil asuda, the excess milk will go to the behind the ear, mapandijyan titenged da. So that's the reason why you have to concentrate on the skin folds of the newborn where milk may be accumulated. Kasi pag hindi natin natanggal yung mga gatas-gatas, it can lead to rashes. So you have to concentrate on the skin folds or creases to prevent rashes if you are bathing the newborn. Next, always remember that as much as possible, do not wet the cord. Okay? Why? Because we want to promote drying and we also want to prevent infection. Always remember, pag mamasa-masa yung cord, no nabasa di cord, it can lead to infection. Kita nyo di inapoy. Di inapoy, no nabasa, nadardaras nga, mabangles. Same is true with your umbilical cord. If it is kept wet, it is prone to having infection. Isungarod nga, hindi natin siya binabasa as much as possible. Alright. Now, when you are wiping the female vulva, wipe from front to back to prevent contamination of the vagina. Example niya, no dati kumati vagina ni female patient. Dati di vagina, dati ti yan ti anus. Nagpunas ka kano from here going back. Apay, tano, nagmatimit gamin no, from back to front ka, digitakki na, ipamon ayan ti vagina, iyasideg mo di jayan. Di ba? Kasi kayo nga gino, di ba hindi naman? Okay? Kasjay from front to back kayo nga gilo para hindi natatouch ng fecal matter yung vagina. Pag ganun. Hindi po pwedeng pag ganun from back to front. Kasla mo na nagitakiki niya silig mo dyan ti vagina. So that can cause infection of the vagina. Okay? So when you wipe the female vulva, always wipe from front to back to prevent the contamination of the vagina. And then also remember to not use powders and strong soaps on the newborn because they can lead to allergy. Especially the chemical nga talc, TALC, talc or talcum powder kunada. Those can lead to asthmatic attack. So nga napintas nga gusarti pulbos. Kada napipigsa nga sabon para kadagit yung uping because they can lead to hypersensitivity reactions or what we call allergies. All right? So that ends my discussion for this evening. I hope you learned something from me today. With that being said, I will now turn off the presentation and then I will ask you to turn on your microphones, and you can also turn on your camera so that we will have our last picture taking for the year 2020. I hope you learned something from me today, and I also hope that you are learning with our new setup. Langaro din, ilukat yun apo dagita mismo camera yun ni Miss Doan man lang. Hi Doan! Chismo sa kalating ganata? Aanen? You turn on your phones, you turn on your cameras, I should say, so that we can already have our picture taking for the year 2020. All right. Again, maraming